What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Visit Sweden, the Don'ts of Sweden from our guy Wolters World. I love his channel and learning about different countries through his channel. But before we dive into this, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me, human. I'll talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon and drop it in the comment section. What we got?
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we are here in the islands of Stockholm. And I'll tell you why I'm not telling you the name later, because it's Swedish and we always have problems with that. And today what we have for you are the don'ts of visiting Sweden. And the first don't I have for you is don't ignore the line culture. Look, in Sweden, they love their lines, and even if you don't see the line there, everybody knows who was first, who was second, who was third. So don't try to jump the line, whether it's at the bus or getting on a ferry or doing whatever. They do follow the line, so do be careful with that because they are pretty strict with that one. So that's the first thing, is don't skip the line. Follow.
No, I hate when people skip here. I can't stand when people skip the line, because, like, bro, like, we've been waiting faithfully in this line, and you just gonna walk up and skip people. Like, it's disrespectful. That's what it is.
With that, because they are pretty strict with that one. So that's the first thing, is don't skip the line. Follow who went first and things like that. My second don't for you is, if you're lucky enough to get invited to a Swede's home, which you probably will because the people are really nice here, is don't wear your shoes inside their house. It's like the biggest insult when you go to somebody's home. And when you go in, you're going to see they'll have places to put your shoes all the time. So just take your shoes off, put it there. Sometimes they might have slippers for you, sometimes not. It's okay, but just know you're going to take your shoes off. So if you got stinky socks and feet, make sure you wear clean socks and, you know, wash your feet before you go there, okay? Now, my third don't for you is probably more...
no stinky feet inside the crib. We'll try, no stinky, because them shoes coming off. And I like that rule. I think that's a rule that makes sense, like, because you don't want to track what you've been stepping on outside. You don't want to get that inside. So take the kicks off. Put on some house slippers. You ain't got those. You walk around in the socks.
Clean socks and, you know, wash your feet before you go there, okay? Now, my third don't for you is probably more related to the tourists, that when we come here is, you know, when you come to Sweden, you're going to want to go to the clubs and the bars and things like that, because they've got some really fun clubs around the country.
Really?
But the thing is a lot of times, especially here in Stockholm, you have what's called face control. So my don't for you for this is, don't expect to get into a club if you don't dress the part. You do have to dress up when you go out here, because there will be people like pointing, okay, you can go in, you can go in, you can go in. Now, this is more of a Stockholm issue, but it does happen in other places around the country. So don't dress like crap when you come here. There's a reason why we all wear H&M stuff. That's a Swedish company, because they got some really cool, cheap style here. So go hit one of the thousands of stores in the country so you can look good when you go out. And then you can actually get in when you want to go out. Now, my fourth don't...
H&M is definitely one of my favorite clothing places. I always rock with H&M because, like you said, affordable style, and I rock with it. But yeah, if you go into the club, you better be trying to look good. Don't go to the club not trying to look good.
The country, so you can look good when you go out, and then you can actually get in when you want to go out. Now, my fourth don't for you is, don't worry too much about your safety when you come to Sweden. Yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff in the news about things going on here, but the thing is Sweden is very safe. And just like anywhere you go, if you go to the parts you're supposed to go to and don't go to the parts you're not supposed to go to, you're going to be okay. And that's one of the things, is we have our kids here and we let them kind of run around and have a good time, because Sweden is really safe. So don't worry about your safety too much. But just like anywhere, you want to pay attention. I mean, there's even pickpocket signs in the airport when you're going through the passport check, okay? So just a heads up on that, but you don't have to worry too much about the safety. Another don't I have for you is, don't forget to bring a credit card with a PIN number, okay? Because they don't always take cash here, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but just one thing you should know. Also, kind of a don't with that one is, don't bring euros. They use the Swedish crown here, so you're going to use the Swedish krona when you do pay, but you will most likely use credit card instead of cash. So don't take out a bunch of money from the ATM when you come here, because you're going to be using your credit card most of the time. And I mentioned that because our next don't is, don't expect a cheap vacation in Sweden. Unless you're coming from Norway. If you're coming from Norway, this place is cheap. But if you're coming from anywhere else, Look, Sweden is not a cheap place to go. Drinking, eating, hotels, things like that throughout the country, it is really pricey. So make sure you prepare your pocketbook for when you come here. And that's why when I tell a lot of people, it's like, look, you can do the Scandinavian tour and things like that, but also throw in the Baltics. Go over to Tallinn and Riga and Lithuania and stuff like that, and you can like kind of balance out the money you're going to spend, because this is not a cheap place to come. Now, my seventh don't for you is...
So can I get like a ballpark? Is there a ballpark in about how much it costs to take a trip out to Sweden? Is there a ballpark number, pricing with hotels, eating, all of that? Because I have a little bit of money, but I don't got expensive trip money.
Balance out the money you're going to spend, because this is not a cheap place to come. Now, my seventh don't for you is don't expect the Swedish food to wow you. Look, new Scandinavian cuisine is actually really good. The new stuff out there is it got influence and fusion from all over. But the traditional Swedish foods, you know, like the herring and the 19 versions of herring and things like that. And there's other things out there. Probably not. There's probably a reason why you don't see so many Swedish restaurants around the world. Now, the new Scandinavian, the restaurants they have here has actually good food. But traditional Swedish food is probably not what you're going to be looking for to enjoy a lot. There are some good stuff, like their cinnamon rolls. Oh my God, they're fantastic.
Ooh,
but just know, when you're going to be going out to eat here, go try new Scandinavian cuisine or other things here. So you have a lot of different international flavors. You'll have that. That's good. But the traditional local stuff is, well, like I said, check how many Swedish restaurants are in your hometown. Now, my eighth don't for you is don't worry if you don't understand anything in Swedish. You'll see words and go, like this over here says Fjäderhammarniskrog. I have no idea what the hell that says. And you'll have that all times in Swedish, like, dude, I have no idea. But it's okay. Throughout Sweden, people speak English, German. You have all kinds of languages people speak here, because the Swedes are really good, and they have really, really good accents. I mean, it's one of the places where you go, they speak the language, and you're like, are you a tourist as well? Oh, no, I'm Swedish. I had English in school. Their English is fantastic, so don't worry about that. But I will say a little extra don't on there is don't do your Swedish, your Swedish chef impression, because a lot of people go, oh, yeah, Swedish. You're flirty, blurty, flirty, blurty. Look, the Swedes won't get that upset. They might laugh at you, but it's more like the kind of thing. So maybe don't do the Swedish chef when you are here.
They'd be like, this dumb American, this dumb tourist. I don't even know how to do a Sweden impression. I don't even know how Swede sound. I don't even know what a Swede accent would sound like. I need to learn more. I need to keep learning. That's why I'm watching these videos, so I can continue my learning process.
But it's more like the kind of thing. So maybe don't do the Swedish chef when you are here. Now, my ninth don't for you is don't worry about the Swedish silence. Look, when you're on, like, you're taking the subway here in Stockholm, or you're taking buses throughout the country, you're taking the trains, you'll notice it's very quiet. Like, you hear the birds here going. The Swedes are very reserved and quiet, except when they're drinking. Then they just start singing all kinds of crazy songs. But in general, it's really kind of quiet. And if you're talking and you're hanging out with Swedes and there's not a lot of people talking, don't be upset by it. That's a normal kind of thing, okay? So don't worry about the Swedish silence, all right? I guess another little don't is if one of your Swedish friends says, oh, we're going to have a special dish from Sweden, and they're going to say, oh, we're going to have surströmming. Look, that is fermented Baltic herring, possibly the most stinkiest thing you can actually eat. And oh my God, so don't get tricked by your Swedish friends, because they do like to do that sometimes. And if you do have that, don't eat it in your house. Eat it outside and let the neighbors know, because it is insanely disgustingly smelling. But actually, it doesn't taste that bad. But the smell is.
It's that bad of a smell? The smell is that terrible? There's no way I could eat something that smells. If it's as bad as he's explaining it, there's no way I could eat something that smells that bad.
Disgustingly smelling, but actually doesn't taste that bad. But the smell is, well, it's just not good. Now, my 11th don't for you is don't gawk, okay? Look, I'm not going to lie to you. The people in Sweden are really good looking. The guys and the girls are gorgeous. You look around going, my God, they look so good. My God, they're so good looking. And they dress really well. And you're saying that, wait, wouldn't they all get in the clubs because they want to? Look, just don't gawk too much when you are here, because they are quite good looking when you are here. A couple other little things you might want to realize is don't think the Swedish fish candy we have in the U.S. and other places, they don't have Swedish fish here. You're not going to buy Swedish fish in a bag. What you're going to do is you're going to go to a candy store. In the candy store, you'll get a scooper, and then you scoop up things that look like the Swedish fish to put in a bag, and you do it that way. So don't go in looking for the bags of it, like prepackaged. You're going to go to a candy store, dig it out, and put it into a bag for you. Also, don't call IKEA, don't call IKEA IKEA, okay? IKEA in the U.S. is from here, and it's nowhere near as popular here as it is in the U.S. Like in the U.S., you say, "Oh, I went to IKEA," and everyone's like, "Oh, you got that IKEA? Oh my God!" And here it's like, "Oh yeah, I went to IKEA and I got it." It's like another place.
IKEA, huh? I didn't know it was a different pronunciation. So why do we say IKEA? That's Americans, man. That's Americans.
IKEA? Oh my God. And here it's like, oh yeah, I went to IKEA and I got it. It's like another place to go shopping, all right? So don't be thinking it's a magnificent, a wonderful thing as we find in the U.S., as they might not find it the same way here. Oh, and I guess I have one other don't I have for you for Sweden. If you're going to be sailing in the islands and stuff like that, don't go on a boat that's called broken, because yes, it was quite prophetic that it broke down while we were going through the archipelagos. So it was a little bit scary, but it worked out okay. We got towed and had some fun and melted through some things, but it was good. But just don't take a boat called broken. Just FYI.
Okay.
Anyway, I hope this helps you enjoy more of Sweden. It is a really cool place. I highly recommend it. We have all kinds of videos on visiting Sweden. 10 things that'll shock you about Sweden. 5 things you'll love and hate. What you should eat when you're here, because yes, there are some things you should eat. I know I made fun of the surströmming, but in the food in general, but there are some really cool things you should try. Anyway, if you want to learn more, check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and we really appreciate your likes, subscriptions, and we hope you have a great time here in Sweden, but don't worry, you will. Your wallet won't, but you will. Bye from Sweden. Oh, and the reason why I didn't say what this island was out loud is because I can't pronounce it, and that's one of the things about Swedish. Like, you're just like, I don't know how to pronounce these things. If you like that last travel video, click over here for more videos you might like. If you want to see our latest travel video, click over here. And if you like these videos, you want to subscribe, click that subscribe button, which is up or above my head somewhere, and click there and you get those videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And bye.
I've never seen anything like the Hill of Crosses, Lithuania. That's crazy. I've never seen.
Hi from the Hill of Crosses here in Lithuania. Icky.
Wow. That's all we got for this one. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You can subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy Neal. Out.